When he crossed over, he made a wish to the gods that after reincarnation, he could farm. The more sparsely populated the place, the better. This bizarre wish was a first for the gods, so they immediately called the god of agriculture. After getting consent, they first granted the protagonist a body immune to all diseases and gave him an omnipotent farming tool. It could transform into different forms at will and possess different abilities. When it became a hoe, no matter how hard he worked, he wouldn't get tired, and the soil would become very soft. But now wasn't the time to be careless, as water and food sources hadn't been resolved yet. He had watched many shows in his previous life and knew that by listening carefully, you could hear the sound of rivers. However, reality was cruel, he could only hear the rustling of leaves. Not only that, there wasn't a single edible plant around, and since this was another world, he might encounter wild beasts. The protagonist felt he needed to find a base first. Standing on high ground, he saw a large tree not far away. This place could be developed into a base. After establishing a location, the water problem still wasn't solved, so the protagonist decided to dig a well. He transformed the omnipotent farming tool into a shovel, and no matter how much he dug, he wouldn't get tired. Due to lack of experience, the protagonist almost couldn't get back up at first, but soon he found a method. Before long, he finally reached a water source. This stroke of luck was beyond his expectations. The protagonist attributed this to the god's blessing. He had planned to search for food next, but somehow he didn't feel hungry. Since continuing to wander in the forest was dangerous, he decided to renovate the base first. After all, this place would eventually be transformed into farmland, so removing obstacles was very necessary. He transformed the omnipotent farming tool into an axe. Although he had never personally chopped trees, he was already familiar with the concept. First cut one side, then cut the corresponding part on the other side. But unexpectedly, after becoming an axe, it was like cutting tofu with just a light swing. The tree was cut down. He had somewhat underestimated the omnipotent farming tool. Since the axe had such power, the protagonist also wanted to try what the knife form could do.